So, hello and welcome to the Lightning Lads. You're here with me, James. I've got a special guest here with me today, Peterborough Phantoms forward, Richard Hartmann. So, hi, Richard. How you doing?
Hi, good. Nice to meet you.
Yes, likewise you as well. So, obviously, we wanted you to come on. So, thank you very much for accepting the offer to come on to our podcast. Um, just really, yeah, a bit about yourself. Obviously, how you started playing hockey and what got you into hockey. And then just sort of a bit about obviously your short life at MK with us, and then obviously going on to Peterborough. So yeah, first of all, how did you start to playing hockey?
Well, I started playing hockey because my dad played professional
Yes,
for pretty much all his life. So that's really how I got into ice hockey.
yes, yeah. No, we saw
Uh,
that. Yeah, we did see that. Yeah, no, it was a very good career, I think, as well, wasn't it?
yeah, I mean, he played all over Europe. When I first signed, I saw a couple of comments saying, "What, we signed a 49-year-old?" I was like, not quite, but
Yeah, no, I could imagine that's yeah, that would be quite a feat. But no, it's quite good in it to get. I suppose it's same with I think Cam and Carter, isn't it? I think their dad was in hockey. Whether he played, I can't remember. But yeah, it's quite good, isn't it? That it comes down and you get sort of the bug of wanting to play as well. I suppose, isn't it? On there. So I guess did you travel around watching your dad play, or was he sort of finished his career when you were born?
yeah, well, I mean, I was really young when he was still playing, but yeah, I still caught like the end of his career when he would play for the Capitals. I still
Yeah.
remember some of that, but then he kind of stopped playing. So
Yes, yeah, no, I can imagine that for sure. So, obviously, you were obviously born in Slovakia and you came over, I guess, fairly young to, I think it was Scotland, wasn't it? You went over
yeah,
to. So, obviously, how was it? Obviously, playing in the obviously Scottish National League. I think looking at your stats there, it seemed to be sort of fitting quite well in the way they play and in the systems there because I think you got quite a few points.
yeah, it was well definitely the jump from junior to senior hockey was pretty noticeable,
Yeah,
but I enjoyed it. It was a good competition at the start. Definitely got better over the years as
yeah,
I've as because I was there for like I think 3 years. I only played
yeah,
like 3 games my first year,
yeah.
didn't play the full 2 seasons, and definitely the level got increasingly higher each year.
Yes, yeah. No, it is. It must be difficult, isn't it? Because I mean, I guess the hits in the way to play, and I suppose that's the biggest difference. I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Like it's a very they play pretty physically in the SNL. They're not
Yeah,
afraid to hit you. If you have your head down, they'll definitely punish you. Definitely been a victim to a couple of big hits on
yes,
me in my time,
yeah. No,
but
no, it
that's
is.
the way you learn.
Yeah, yeah, no, I guess as you say, it's the way you learn, and I guess you pick up from the sort of the older players in the squad, I suppose, as well, don't you? And pick that up, and they sort of guide you on that, which is quite good. So, obviously, going back, obviously, to every game. I mean, a lot of players have their rituals or their way they do stuff before a game. Do you have that at all? Do you have sort of superstitions before you put on your jersey and all that?
Yeah, definitely. Every player has some sort of superstitions. I've usually I would get to the rink, do the meeting, get dressed into my warm up gear, take my stick, do an individual warm up, and then go always left to right. So I'd always put my left skate on, then my right skate, then my
Right.
left shin pad, so
Yeah.
on, all the way up. And yeah, it's been working for me. And then also in the warm up, I've started doing little tricks where I catch it behind my back every time.
Yeah.
So it's definitely become pretty cool. It's a tradition for the
Yeah.
fans as well, showing off a bit of skill.
Yeah. No, it's funny because I mean everyone has their yeah, as they win. I suppose it's quite good, and it's if it brings good luck, then even better, doesn't it? If it brings a win. So, yeah, away from hockey a little bit. So obviously we all, I think a lot of the sort of the MK lads have all said what their favourite films are and hobbies outside. So I mean, I guess are you into other sports like football, golf, that sort of thing?
Um, Not really particularly. I don't go out my way and watch any sport, to be honest with you. But I enjoy watching the Wimbledon and like tennis when it's
Yeah,
on. Um, I'll support like I'll watch like the football where it's like the national teams, like the
yeah.
Euros or like that. I'll watch Slovakia, but other than that, not really. I don't know. Just never catches my eye these sports.
No, I suppose. I mean, we kind of. So I was massive in football, and then it sort of, yeah. As soon as I joined ice hockey to sort of watching about 3 years ago, again, it's sort of it is ice hockey, and that's it really at the moment because it's such a different sport, isn't it? On there, so yeah, no, that's just cool. On there, and I suppose you obviously groups of lads, I suppose, in the team go out and sort of have nights out, sort of maybe just chilling out. Do you do that with any of the lads at Peterborough? Or
Yeah, we definitely go out for a couple beers here and
yeah,
there. It's been a very friendly environment to come into.
yeah,
We play a lot of darts
yeah,
after practice. We've gotten into darts pretty well now, so
yeah. I suppose yeah. I mean, yeah, that'd be quite good. I can imagine it'd be quite competitive amongst you lads, I guess.
definitely.
Yeah, yeah. So obviously going to the obviously start of the career in the SNL. I know it's all a bit over the place. This I'm sort of taken over from Mason last minute, as you know, who
No
prepared this
worries.
very very well. So what was it like? Obviously playing up in Scotland and scoring your first goal, and even obviously playing your first game. What the nerves were like and things like that.
Well, I came over from Slovakia. Then I played my first game in the SNL. Definitely didn't know what to expect,
Yeah.
as you never know. But it was a pretty, I would say it was a pretty good game. Like, definitely didn't play the best, but as I went onto the ice, the nerves definitely died down. Got a lot better. Got my first point as well in my first game. And then the first goal that I scored was the very next game at home. So, and that was a beautiful pass from Johnny McBean backdoor. So it was it was really good.
Yes, yeah, yeah. No, I can imagine it. I guess any nerves that did obviously occur once you get your first point or your first goal, I suppose that well settles you down. I suppose, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely boost your confidence like
Yeah,
crazy. You know, you're feeling it, and then you're kind of just in the zone playing the sport you love. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. No, that is good. So, and how did you sort of like cope with obviously, as we said, playing junior hockey to the men's hockey? I mean, was it obviously? I guess it was massive change as we spoke earlier, but is there anything that you sort of you got advice from any of the older lads, or did you speak to your dad about it? How sort of to obviously cope with the step up?
I mean, yeah, the difference was definitely quite big. It was just like do the simple things, don't overcomplicate it,
Yeah.
get comfortable, like, and the biggest step up was probably not even the pace of the game, but just the experience from the players.
Mhm.
Like just wait a second, then pass it, and then like just the IQ of the players and the experience definitely shows over the playing junior hockey. Even in the SNL, you can still tell the difference between playing under 19s and playing SNL.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's good. But that's the thing, isn't it? It's getting once you've had a taster in a few games, I suppose it again it comes natural, doesn't it? You know what to expect from the difference on there. And what was your obviously in the SNL your favourite memory or your favourite moments? I suppose up
Favorite
there.
memory would probably be us winning the playoffs. We won
Hmm.
the playoffs my second year,
Yep. Hmm.
so that was a massive. That was like the first thing I won, which
Hmm.
was a great experience. We beat Edinburgh, I think, in the final in Edinburgh as
Yep.
well. It was a big crowd. There was like that was like my first proper playing in front of like a big crowd of like I would say 1,000 plus people, which
Yeah.
was incredible. It was definitely a experience to have.
No, that is, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, to win any trophy when you're at a team is a yeah is a massive plus, I suppose, isn't it? And yeah, I guess that is a big memory. So then after the NSL, with that you going to be moved back to Slovakia for the under 20s. Can't remember the name of there, but you went moved there for a season, didn't you?
Yeah, I moved back to Slovakia to play under 20s because I would I just because they're on the ice every single day. So it would
Yeah.
be beneficial for my development to be on the ice
Yeah.
every day,
Mm.
to play games, and then maybe even have a shot at the first division in Slovakia.
Yeah.
And that was my main reason of probably going over there, back over there.
Yes, yes. So again, is there the way that I'm guessing it is for all sort of the countries around that area? Obviously, yeah, Slovakia. I mean, Poland. They're pretty good at obviously the hockey in all countries around that area of Slovakia. I mean, the game over there? Is it a lot different to over here in England and in Britain? I suppose there's going to be quite a big difference. I suppose.
Yeah, it definitely is. The skating is a completely different level.
Hmm.
Like the guys, they have so much energy. They're really well physically prepared.
Yeah.
Like we did a lot of training before the season started
Hmm.
over there in Slovakia, and it was just the pace of the game is tremendous. But then it also changed because it was back to you juniors, so like the under 20s. The It's just a completely different style of play, and yeah, but it was fun while it
Yeah.
lasted.
Yeah, no, I can imagine for that as well. And obviously, then the off season hits, and obviously you get a call. I'm guessing from Tim Wallace to come over to the line. How did that move sort of plan out?
Well, we were talking at the start of the season, but it never really came about. We never came to an agreement.
Hmm.
So that's I went over to Slovakia,
Yeah,
and like midway through the season, I got a call from Tim saying, "What you doing? We'd be interested to bring you in." I was like, "Yeah, I'll take the opportunity,
yeah,
definitely." And we got that deal done really quickly,
yeah,
and I was happy to go to MK, definitely.
yeah. And how? I mean, stepping out for the first time in front of about 2,200 fans, I suppose the noise is probably going to stick in your memory for the first time you went out on ice there.
Definitely like I always say, the MK fans are amazing. Like the fan base that the MK Lightning have is tremendous, and stepping out for the first time, seeing all those crowds, even in the warm up, was something I've never experienced. So it was
Yeah.
definitely a memory that I will hold.
But no, I can imagine, and I know you were obviously you weren't with us obviously very long. I don't think I can't. We must have. Was it to the end of the season? I can't remember. Mine doesn't remember. But yeah, you were there for a few games, weren't you? You were with us for.
Yeah, I played I think 7 games, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, and
And I
then
left just before the transfer window closed in like February.
yeah, it was. And then you get a call, I guess, from Slava, who is he's probably one of the best coaches in Britain, for sure. So again, obviously that I'm guessing that was more for sort of game time, and or was it just sort of more fit the way you play, or how did that work out?
Well, it was mainly due to game time. Like I always say, I have nothing against Tim Wallace,
Mhm.
or the Milton Keynes organization. I had so much fun. It was amazing, but just me sitting in the stands wasn't really beneficial for my
No,
development.
no,
So I just had to make that decision of moving on. And Slava does have a great reputation with the young players.
yeah.
So I was like, and then when I started contacting teams and he came back to me, I was like, yeah, definitely, I'll take you. And that's how it kind of came about.
Yes, yeah, and you noticeably difference from I think you played in the end what 17 games I think
Yeah,
for obviously for Peterborough. Obviously 1 goal, 5 assists, so pretty good return really when you've only joined say really sort of halfway through the season. Really, so I'm guessing it was or you found your feet quite quickly with Peterborough in the end.
yeah, definitely. I suited up for every game. Played the better minutes than Milton Keynes,
Yeah.
which definitely helped. And yeah, managed to score a couple of points. Definitely been a rocky season, but it was good in the end.
Yes, yeah, and obviously the playoffs and things. Obviously you got through a tough group in the playoffs. I think you had with Leeds, Hull, and Telford, which I mean easily the hardest group on there. So how did you feel the playoffs went in the sense of your performance, or what you feel it is a different game is to the regular season? How do you feel that it differs?
It was definitely having Hull. Hull is always hard to play against, especially in Hull.
Mhm.
That's a really tough game to play. They play a physical game, maybe even borderline dirty. But
Yeah.
we lost in Hull, which not to say we expected it, but it was definitely a big possibility. We definitely tried our hardest, but then we came back on the Sunday in Peterborough. I scored. I actually scored my first home goal against
Yeah.
Hull in the playoffs, which was a big goal for us because we were 3-2 with Hull having the momentum pushing us all the way. So me scoring was definitely a big change of momentum, shutting them down pretty much, and they didn't have any big opportunities after that, and we kind of took that game away. It was, and then Telford, we won both games, I'm pretty sure. In
Yes.
Yeah, and then Leeds. It really came down to the last game. Honestly, our group, we were all like, everybody was hoping, everybody, because everybody kept splitting their series, and
Yeah.
it was definitely stressful because we came into the last game against Leeds, have already qualified, and we had to win in Leeds,
Yeah.
which obviously is pretty tough to do, especially playing there is pretty tough. But somehow we managed to scrape away, and then Hull managed to lose as well, like
Yeah.
some ridiculous scoreline of like 11-6. I was like,
Yeah.
when we were
Yeah.
watching the scoreline, because the game finished a bit earlier than so they were still
Yeah.
playing. We checked the score, and it was like 8-6. We were like, what is going on? What is that? And then it just kept going, and it ended like 11-8 or something. And so we were
Yeah.
like, yes, we made Coventry. So
It's
definitely,
it was crazy because I mean a bit like obviously for us for MK. I think it was we had a good start, and then we had a bit of a rocky patch against Swindon, and then we need to win both games at Sheffield. But yeah, watching that, I mean me and the rest of the lads when we were travelling up to Sheffield, it was. we thought Leeds would win their home game, and then you would probably win your home game. We didn't think it would be the role reversal. Leeds would come and win at your place, and then you go back up to Leeds and win. I suppose that is more added pressure. I think Leeds beating you on the Saturday at home. I suppose you almost needed that performance
Yeah,
up there, didn't you?
definitely. We play a lot better at home,
Mm.
obviously. Um, but yeah, we were definitely wanting to win that home game. But when we didn't, we really locked in like,
Yeah.
we need to win this or we're going home. Like,
Mm.
we're packing our bags and
Yeah.
stopping the season there. So we really locked in as a team, played pretty well, and managed to get that win over Leeds, which was a huge thing for us.
Yes, and then I suppose you go into that after that game in your preparation for the week ahead to Coventry. Um, I guess the training, I suppose, is a little bit more bounce, a little bit of optimism through the week, training to for that game on Saturday against Swindon.
Yeah, well, we were training pretty hard before the playoffs, and then it sort
Mm,
of tamed off, and it was really just doing the small differences,
yeah,
really trying to just dial our game down. And in that final week of preparation before Coventry, we really focused on like really small details, really just trying to iron them out before obviously the final four. So yeah, the preparation wasn't too hard. It was
mm,
more just little things, making sure we're doing the small things right, that we have the
yeah.
best chance to win.
Yeah, and then I guess because it's an early start, it was something like 1 o'clock start on the Saturday. So I'm guessing you did you travel from Peterborough on the coach, or did you come up on the Friday night to
No,
prepare?
we came up on the Saturday, which was definitely a different feeling. Waking up, it's like, oh my god, I need to go play right
Yeah,
now because I usually take a nap before the game, but not
yeah,
really an option when you wake up at like 10 o'clock to go on the coach to
yeah,
travel up to Sheffield. But I was definitely at least a bit shocked. I was like, oh my god. But at least it wasn't that bad actually because I'm used to it. Because in Slovakia, when I played the juniors, we would always play like in the morning.
right.
So the Saturday would at home, or usually the Saturday, because you would play two home and then two away.
Hmm.
So the Saturday would always be like at 12 o'clock or something like 1 o'clock. And then the Sunday would always be in the morning, like 10. So
Yeah,
the team that's traveling goes home at a reasonable time. So I was kind of used to it. So it didn't really affect me too much. But it was definitely an early start. But ultimately, it was good, obviously, making commentary.
yeah, and obviously with that first game, I suppose coming out onto the warm up. I mean, it's the first time I went to Coventry, and obviously it's quite a big arena, obviously pretty full of fans at that point. So I suppose to hear the noise, I guess that boosted you boys on as well from your Peterborough fans.
Oh, definitely. When we first went onto the warm ups, I was like, "Oh my god, what is going on?" Like
Yeah,
MK had a lot of fans, but I think Coventry's a bigger arena than MK.
it is. I think we Googled it actually when we were there, and I think it's not massive differences, but I think it's a good few hundred. I think more.
Yeah,
So
the optical illusion, I guess, of like
yeah,
going up. I was like, "Oh my god, this is crazy!" Like the
yeah,
fans were
and
loud in the warm up, at least in our game. And we even when we were going in with the bus, there was like all the Swindon fans booing us. We were like,
yeah,
"Oh my god, I've never experienced anything like it." It was an amazing feeling going.
yeah. I suppose that spurs you on as well. Obviously, I know it's a bit of a bit of banter, obviously, when there's other fans are booing, but I suppose it kind of spurs you on to obviously do a little bit better. You have that in the back of your mind when you step onto the ice.
Yeah, definitely had a couple of Peterborough fans cheering us on as well as we came in, which
Yeah,
was definitely a great thing as well. So it was definitely an experience to have. That I've never experienced anything like that, which was amazing.
Yes, and then obviously you come to the first period, and I think Nathan Salem has a slap shot from ridiculous far out in the first 40 seconds. I mean, that must have been absolutely amazing for you guys
Yeah,
for the boost.
definitely. Like we scored within like the first 40 seconds or
Yeah.
something, which was definitely not expected by anyone, I don't think.
No, no, it was. I mean, it was amazing. I thought, to be honest, when I mean, we know from the last playoffs that when you won it against Leeds on the penalty shootout there, and we know that Slava sets up obviously his teams ridiculously well at Coventry, and I kind of think we all had a discussion in the pub beforehand, all the different fans, and I think we all had Peterborough winning that, just because form goes out the window, I guess, doesn't it? So, and you can see that you held the nerves where I think Swindon, I think, just were a little bit off.
Yeah, well, we played a really good game on Saturday, definitely. We managed to shut down Swindon. There was, I would say, a pretty one-sided game. Swindon didn't have
Yeah,
any massive opportunities to get back in it. We controlled it really well. Our fans were amazing, cheering us on.
yeah.
Definitely, that was like a massive confidence boost, and it was a good game. We
It
played
went
pretty
back to,
well.
yeah. You mean you played fantastically well. I mean, it was. I think, oh yeah, you were two nil up, and then Swindon got it back to 2-2, and then you kind of thought, oh, hang on a minute, this is going to be a lot closer. And then again, in that third period, it shows, yeah, how strong you guys were in that game, and deservedly, yeah, got it over the line. But I think Hayden Levine played an absolute blinder, didn't he? I think he really did, sort of, and the D men for you. Obviously, you got that experience. Obviously, Bouglas, Bowering, Robson. You had all the guys, didn't you, that stepped up to get you over the line.
Definitely, Hayden. He was on top of his head his whole playoffs. I think he had like the best save percentage in the league
Yeah,
during the playoffs,
yeah,
which definitely helps when you're confident saying even if you make a little mistake, Hayden's there. He'll
mm,
help you a little bit. And of course, we helped him clear anyway rebounds, not
yeah,
let them take a shot at the goalie, clearing the front of the net, which we helped each other sort of that way. But yeah, Hayden played really well. Definitely the whole playoffs.
yeah, yeah. No, he did. He was definitely in our sort of team of the playoff sort of thing for sure when we were all discussing that. And then, did you stick around to watch the MK Leeds game, or do you all just do away with hockey now? Let's just relax and prepare for Sunday.
Yeah, definitely. Well, after the game, we pretty much just leave us, try to get out of that environment,
Yeah.
relax, decompress, and not really worry about what
Mm.
that's gonna come. Just go home, relax. Definitely was a weird feeling coming home when it was still sunshine and it was
Yeah.
like 8 o'clock. I was like, oh, what am I gonna do now?
Yeah.
Because I usually just go to sleep straight away. So I was like,
Yeah.
but it was yeah, just got out the rink. We got out the rink pretty fast, to be honest,
Yeah.
and we just kind of relaxed and try not to worry too much about Sunday.
Yeah.
Take as it is the next day.
Yeah.
Just focused on relaxing and then getting ready.
Get ready for it. Yeah. Did obviously did who told you the result of the game? Did you know on there? Or did you know Sunday morning, or how did you find that out that you
We
were
did
playing?
knew we obviously looked out on the website
Yeah.
saying like on the NIHL website what the score was, like checking it briefly. We didn't stick around to watch, but we definitely knew what the score was at all times. Like
Yeah.
the anticipation, who we gonna get. And I'm pretty sure it went to overtime, did it not? Your
It
game?
did. It was, to be honest, it was a very tight game. To be honest, I mean, we played very well as MK. I mean, I think you speak to anyone, we deserve to be there with you guys for sure. But yeah, it was a good game. But I think as we all said, us going to overtime, and obviously you guys getting the job done in the 60 minutes. I suppose in the back of your mind, you sort of that sort of plays in your favour because obviously you're off the ice a lot quicker than what MK were. So I guess there was a little bit of obviously more optimism on your part, but I'm guessing you guys are more excited to play a local derby in the final. Or was there more pressure, do you reckon?
Well, then when it went to overtime, we were like, "Oh my god, this could go probably either way." Like,
Yeah.
because we didn't really watch the game, so
No.
not quite sure. I think some of the guys were watching the stream watching a stream, but
Right. Mm-hmm.
otherwise, we didn't really know how the game was going. All we knew was the score, or at least I only knew the score. So I was like, "Oh my god, this could go either way." I kind of, but then yeah, obviously having the derby and like the rivalry in the finals was a good thing as well.
Yeah.
Definitely got you guys got the outcome you guys wanted, but
I know, I was about to say it was. I mean, I get going on to Sunday, I suppose. I mean, both teams were in full of confidence, and I mean, I guess when I looking from the stands down, it just seemed that MK were just. I wouldn't say hungrier for it because that's not like maybe the right word, but it just seemed that it was a bit tough for you guys. I think they just almost bullied you off the puck and just made it a little bit more difficult.
yeah, definitely MK. They just played a really good game. Probably their best game. The game they showed up in that game. And I don't even think that we didn't want it. It's just MK played a really good game.
Yeah,
Headley was on top of his head. Like
yeah,
it was a really tough game for us. And yeah, you guys kind of strolled past. It was a really tough game for us, definitely.
yeah. I mean, it seemed tough for both teams. I think. I mean, it wasn't for. I mean, we saw you guys were throwing everything. I mean, it's just it happens, doesn't it? It's hockey. It's playoff final hockey. It can happen to anybody, can't it? So, but no, it was very much an entertaining sort of playoffs. But no, I think that's pretty much sort of wraps that sort of side of things up. And obviously there's loads of announcements and things of re-signing, so I'm guess everyone's anticipating to see what you're going to do. Obviously that's it. Whatever happens will happen with you, but hopefully you are in the league next season. But if not, then so be it. But let's hope so on there. But no, I think that wraps it all up. So I just want to say thank you very much, Richard, for hopping on. Really appreciate your time. And hopefully, yeah, we do see you around the rink next season.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
No, perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Perfect.